And hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Stuart Vine and welcome to episode 1 of my new modern day WWE save on TEW 2020. Yeah, we're finally getting this underway. I've been thinking about this a long time, so yeah, it's going to be fun to see where we're going to go. So to kick this off, we're going to start by doing where WWE kicked it off in January this year with rebooking WWE Day One. Just a little bit here, it's going to be pretty much the matches are the same, little tweaks here and there, nothing crazy in that sense, but it's just to get the ground running, get myself used to the game, see what we can set up for future stories in a couple of weeks and months, and yeah, just see what happens. Yeah, obviously little tweaks here and there, so yeah, let's get straight to it, I guess. But before we get to do that, if you like these kind of videos and enjoy this video and more to come in the weeks, and to make sure you don't miss anything, please like and subscribe, and also please comment as well. I would love to find out what you guys think of this save. This is going to be an interesting ride of me trying to figure out this game, as well as trying to put some interesting booking storylines and stuff to see. We'd love to see if you guys think it's good or bad. I mean, love the discussion about booking, WWE booking anyway, or wrestling booking in general. So yeah, hope you enjoy. So yes, let's get straight to it, and yeah, let's go and see how I did in my first attempt at fantasy booking on TEW 2020. With me trying to book WWE Day One 2022. So hope you enjoy. So let's get started. So yeah, we start off with on the pre-show, of course. We start off with obviously Ricochet versus Rich Holland. Obviously, this was a tag team match with Sheamus and Cesaro being on the opposite side. Obviously, Sheamus being with Rich Holland, Cesaro being with Ricochet. But I thought it'd be interesting to kind of do something a bit different where they're both singles matches, and obviously we get another Cesaro versus Sheamus match. So, but obviously we start off with obviously Ricochet getting a win against Rich Holland. I didn't put anything here. I mean, Shooter Star Press was pretty much, would make sense. 51 by Ricochet, 25 by Rich Holland. For 44, that's pretty good for a pre-show match. It says more not much heat, but it's a pre-show. It's kind of with the way Ricochet is, it would get the crowd going. So, but yeah, good there, Ricochet. I'm gonna have to see what I can do with him. But yeah, good stuff here. So obviously after that, we obviously got the match we were talking about. Similar score well, obviously Sheamus beating Cesaro with Broadcast for a 44. Yeah, this is kind of a match to, it's kind of a blow-off, because obviously what's more interesting, two former partners going against each other. It's kind of fitting where kind of their feud started many years ago and ended in a one-on-one match, but obviously it's in a pre-show. It's fine, but a 44, pretty good. Both, as you can see, very similar levels, 43 respectively from both guys. They've got great chemistry, so they put on a good match. But yeah, come with Sheamus kind of hitting a bro kick out of nowhere. So yeah, he gets the win. So before anyone goes crazy on me and say, "Oh, you let Cesaro win," there's a method to this madness. Because after the match, he is absolutely frustrated for a 40, and that's fine for the level they are. That's pretty decent. But yeah, this is kind of a situation where obviously Sheamus goes down the ramp after his great victory. Then he kind of goes, okay. He's frustrated at this point, Cesaro. He's not happy. He's sitting there, going outside the ring, kicking steps, shouting, all that kind of stuff. He's literally fed up of having all his potential, but they're never living up to it. And he's fed up. So we'll see on SmackDown where that would go. Maybe, hopefully it will go somewhere. But yeah, Cesaro isn't happy with where he is on the card and his performance level so far. So we'll find out what he's going to do about it on the next SmackDown. So obviously we start the show, the main show, for 55 with Brock Lesnar, and it kind of starts with it's just the way I've set it up is they announce the show and then we quickly cut to the back. We got Brock Lesnar being held back by security with Paul Heyman in tow. Of course, he's still with him at this point. With obviously Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville, kind of the authorities of or GMs basically for Raw and SmackDown, kind of. Basically, obviously we're still putting Roman Reigns as out with COVID, so obviously Brock is pissed at this point. He's sitting there saying, he's just sitting there and Paul Heyman's like, you gotta let us in. But what I've got here is basically, Adam Pearce knows how volatile Brock Lesnar is, and he's and Sonya Deville are kind of going, okay, we want you out of here. You're going to mess up this show. We want you gone. So obviously it's kind of implied, and obviously Paul Heyman calms down. Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar going, okay, we'll go. And then, slowly, Sonny leaves, but it's kind of implied that, as you can probably guess, Brock's probably going to find his way in. He's got the most genius mind in Paul Heyman behind him. They're going to find a way to get in. So, but yeah, obviously you got Adam Pearce and Sonny Deville trying to make sure Brock doesn't ruin the show. And did it succeed? The answer to that question is, we're going to find out next. But the next match is the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship match between the champions, the Usos, going against their longtime rivals, the New Day. So the question is, are we going to have new champions, or are we going to have the same champions? So the question is that going to happen? So we're going to find out now. So new WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the New Day, with a distraction from Brock Lesnar. I kind of set it up quite easily, just literally before, but I can help it because it's kind of implied. But yeah, as you expect, these guys had great match. Again, similar to their stuff on day one originally. It was a good match, but it was like you've seen them do way better. Similar here as well, but the way the kind of match ends with is that basically they go on the outside. The Usos obviously fight between the New Day with like Jimmy and Xavier Woods on the outside. You got Kofi Kingston and Jay inside. Then obviously they turn around and obviously where do you see? What do they see in the crowd? Brock Lesnar. He's found a way in. He's found a way to get past security, and obviously Jimmy's like absolutely freaking out. Obviously, he obviously doesn't do anything. Obviously, you got Xavier Woods takes him out, and then you got Jay kind of like looking petrified, seeing him, turns around, hits. You got Kofi hit Trouble in Paradise. 1, 2, 3. We have new tag team champions. The Usos have lost, but Brock's there. But the question is, why is he there? As you probably expect, he's there to send a message. For 54, that's pretty good. I like that. For basically after the match, you've got Brock Lesnar comes into the ring, comes over the barricade. F5's Jimmy through the announce table, goes into the ring. Jimmy's absolutely petrified, tries to get away. Brock catches up with him, picks him up, hits an F5. Not once, but twice. Just to send a message. Paul Heyman gets the mic, sits there, kneels down into Jimmy's face, sits there and says, yeah, this is a message to your tribal chief, your cousin. We're seeing him on Friday. Yes, put the mic down. That's it. So we're going to set up, Brock's going to be on SmackDown this week. So it'll be interesting to see what that's going to happen, what's going to happen there. But yes, obviously great, very big angle to start the show. But, again, for the levels all these guys are at, 50s, 40s are going to be where we are for the time being at the start anyway. So obviously after that we go to next is with a promo for a 39. That's not great, but it's fine. You weren't expecting like amazing stuff from Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss. But yeah, this is kind of situation of they're kind of joking around, similar to what they were doing on day one as well, where it's kind of like, bad jokes, bad puns, that really annoying laugh by Madcap Moss. Very annoying. But yeah, got the kind of story going in here is a situation of what was it? Happy Corbin is so confident he's friend, he's buddy, he's pal. He's gonna beat Drew tonight, that he's put maybe all his money betting on Moss to win. And we all know betting is a dangerous game, and we all know that the wrestling betting is even more dangerous game. So we kind of know where this is going. Yeah, Happy Corbin, would he be happy after this? After putting all that money, would his guy, beat Drew McIntyre to win more money that he already has? And the answer to that question is no for 48. No surprise here. I put this as a short match, but obviously I could have put it for the levels of the show. 8 minutes here, but yeah, 55. Drew kind of carried it. For a Moss for 27. But yeah, the kind of story is obviously in this match I've kind of gone for a situation where Madcap Moss and kind of Happy Corbin kind of like really happy jovial, like, coming on, hey, you've got this, and Moss like, yeah, I can do it, I can beat him. And obviously not looking where he is, turns around, boom, it says a future shock DDT here, but I've put he gets a Claymore kick out of nowhere, gets the win, and yeah, I kind of want this shoot to end, because again, it's not. I think Jews can do better things here, so we expect more in the future. But yeah, obviously after the match we've got. Obviously, I'm not going to put it on here, but after the match you got Corbin coming into ring saying, "Do you know what's happened to Moss? Like Moss to Moss? Do you know what's happened? Do you know what you've done? I've got nothing. And he's like, literally, like, puts his hat on the floor, falls to the floor, and just, like, can't believe that, once again, happy Corbin. But we're going to be sad Corbin, because he's got no money. He's broke again. So we're going to find out. We're interested to see what I've got some interesting stuff to go with that, because I do like that story. But yeah, Drew gets a win. It's kind of got to big him up. So at some point, so look out for plans for him in the coming weeks. But yeah, so next we go with the WWE Champion, of course, obviously for 67. Obviously, he's got to it's his big title defense in the main event, Fatal 4-Way. Obviously, speaking about everyone, kind of talking about, yeah, I'm not. No one thinks I deserve to be champion. They think I was lucky. They don't think I deserve the gold. And kind of Biggie kind of goes, I've worked too damn hard for too damn long to lose this title so short in my title reign. And I get messages all the time from people saying they believe in me. They love what I do. And tonight I'm not going to let those people down. And by the end of the night, I will still be your WWE Champion. So, fighting talk by Big E there. Obviously, we'll find out in the main event if that faith and that confidence will amount to anything. We'll find out. So after this, we have got a WWE Raw Tag Team Championship match with Arcade Bros going against the Street Profits. So, interestingly, we're going to find out, are we going to have new champions, or are the champions going to retain? And the answer to that question is, we don't have new champions. RK Bros win with an RKO out of nowhere from Randy Orton on Montez Ford. The way I put this match is that Montez Ford tries to go to that really high frog splash he does, but Randy Orton finds a way to hit the RKO out of nowhere. We all know he can. It's kind of his whole thing at this point. Obviously, I won't say carried the match, because obviously 61 there, 42 by Riddle. But yeah, similar level, but obviously Randy Orton's like the top guy there. Yeah, so obviously another story in this match as well is that obviously before we hit that RKO nowhere, he had a chance to tag Riddle, didn't tag him, so kind of could that set tension? We don't know. We'll find out soon enough. But yeah, so we don't still tag team champions. So yeah, 51. Again, this is level we're kind of at for 32 for the 31 from the Street Profits. Was it Ford and Dawson? Makes sense. So, but 51, we could say, it said here, it literally said he carried it. But yeah, good stuff here. I'm really happy with it. So yeah, 51, good stuff here. So after that, we had for 60, The Miz talking about obviously how he's like so absolutely furious with Edge. I mean, it's one of the words I would use, but obviously after the whole Black Goo incident with his wedding vows, obviously he's sitting there talking about stuff like, it took me hours, nearly days, to get that goo out of my wedding suit and my beautiful wife's dress. And because of that, Edge, because of you, you're going to see a different side to The Miz. A side that no one's ever seen. A more vicious side, a more indictive side. Similar to you, Edge, you're going to find out a different side to me. And tonight, this feud ends once and for all. So, fighting talk and very fighting talk here by The Miz. So the question is he going to get his revenge on Edge, or is Edge going to get another big win on pay-per-view? The answer to that question is, for 54, Edge wins with a spear. No surprise here. I've put it's a great, intense match. I kind of ended it with, it says spear here, but obviously I changed it to say that the match ends with a, so it ends with obviously Maurice on the outside, tries to distract the ref, throws in her bag that's got the brick in it. Obviously, we know it's kind of done differently in real life, but I'm going to use that element in the story too. Tries to hit Edge with it, but he grabs it. Ref's too distracted. Maurice doesn't see that Miz is not hasn't used it. Obviously, then you got Edge hit him with the thing with the bag with the brick in it. The Miz is out. He gets the pin. The plan backfired. 1, 2, 3. And Edge gets the big win here for a 15-minute match. Yeah, 54. Edge, 46 to get 54. Yeah, sounds around about right. I think Edge is around about 60 on this save, so I don't think he's going to be like... I say he should be up there with the 70s, like with Brock and Roman Reigns, but it's not my database, so it's fine for 54. It's pretty good stuff there. I mean, I'm happy with it. I'm very, very happy with it. So, obviously, after that, we hear from our WWE War Women's Champion in Becky Lynch for 63, talking about how she's really impressed about Liz Morgan. Kind of reminds her of a young Becky Lynch. Talking about that kind of stuff, saying she's really impressed, but she forgets because she feels she's a young Becky Lynch. Means I know exactly how you feel. You've got this anger, this rage inside that you can't control. That means I know you. That means I know every move you make before you make it. So tonight you're going to be a hothead. And you're going to make mistakes. And when you make mistakes, I'm going to capitalise. And when I capitalise, I'll still be your War Women's Champion. So yeah, Becky Lynch trying to get into the head of Liz Morgan. There, kind of prove Liv Morgan, kind of the proof point that yeah, she's impressed by it, but she's seen that kind of rage and fire before. She used to have it, but now look, she's the big time Bex. She doesn't. She's all above that now. She knows how good she is. But the question is she still going to be? Is that talk, is that experience going to work, or is Liz Morgan's fire and rage against Becky Lynch going to be enough to get her first women's title win? The answer to that question is no. It's Liz Morgan just going to fall short. Obviously, Becky Lynch retains her Raw Women's Championship in 46. I think that's a bit harsh, to be fair, because obviously you got 57. You got obviously no surprise Becky Lynch carrying a match with a 57. Liv Morgan with 28, but you expect she was off her game a little bit, it says here, but it's fine. I mean, it's her first title defense in this game and in real life, so obviously you can only get better. But yeah, I kind of it says here hit the manhandle slam, obviously the rock bottom I call it. But I've put like the kind of thing basically similar to the ending we had. I think when she grabbed, I think one of the matches where she grabbed the ropes, like a back and forth pin attempt. She grabs the ropes, gets the cheat win. All that talk about outsmarting her and being like all this talk about I know I'm more cunning than you. It's kind of true, but obviously it wasn't a clean win. It was a cheating win by the obviously heel Becky Lynch. So for 46, it's fine. I think for the women's, we've got to build them up. We've got to build them up big because obviously Becky's kind of the big performer here, so we've got to big up the other women around them. So yeah, so we'll find out. So next we go backstage for 44 with the Usos, kind of on the phone with Roman Reigns. Kind of they don't look happy because obviously Roman Reigns is probably shouting at them at this point. They've lost the tag team championships. Roman's probably irate that obviously Brock was involved. Then obviously a weird thing to do with the interview comes in, asks Usos go, okay, so what was that about? And obviously it's kind of obviously what I like about it, similar to when what's her name, asks Paul Heyman like who's on the phone, and you're like, none of your business. But the Usos are kind of panicked saying this is a relay message from Roman Reigns to Brock Lesnar, kind of directly in the face. Jimmy's kind of going, yeah, he wants to issue a challenge to my cousin, my tribal chief. He wants to say he'll be there. Well, Roman Reigns will be there too. So he'll see Brock on Friday night. So yeah, we're kind of setting up. Might be a big confrontation between Brock and Roman on SmackDown. But yeah, for 44, no surprise here. Again, it's good stuff. The Usos here for 44 for what they're doing. But yeah, we're there. We're at the main event. The question is, fatal four-way for the WWE Championship. You got the Big E, the champ. You got Bobby Lashley. You've got Seth Rollins, and you've got Kevin Owens. So the question is, who's going to come out on top? Obviously, Big E's got some fighting talk coming into this match. So will he retain, or will we have a new WWE champion? The answer to that question is 63. We have a new WWE champion. Before you start, everyone starting me going, oh, you've Big E, losing the title like so close. The question is, the problem with Big E is him losing the title was never the problem. It's again the way he lost the title at Day One is the problem, and what they didn't do anything afterwards. So I'm not going to go too much into too much detail, but it's going to be a match. It's going to be a situation where this is going to define Big E. This loss, it's going to eat up at him. So, but obviously we'll go in a couple of weeks where it goes. But yeah, for obviously you got the big no surprise there. Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens being the big scores of 65 and 60. Obviously 50. Bobby Lashley and Big E, similar score there. But yeah, I've kind of entered it with the kind of how this match ends. Great back and forth. Everyone kind of hits their finishes. You got obviously Kevin Owens hitting the stunner. the powerbomb. You got Seth hitting the the curve stomp. You got Bobby Lashley hitting and the Dominator. I think his old finisher. We tried to hit the hurt lock at some point, doesn't get it. But I like the idea that kind of Big E kind of he's fired up. He's fired up. He goes to the top. He can't. He's even Big E's even hit the big ending. He can't beat him. He can't beat anyone. He's frustrated. So he kind of goes to the top. Big E doesn't really go to the top as much. Not as much. So it's like this. He's taking a big risk here. Obviously, after this we have obviously he's because he's not used. Kind of is distracted. Takes a bit too long. Seth Rollins hits Hurricanrana on him, and then he's kind of out. But then obviously Bobby Lashley comes in, throws Seth Rollins outside the ring, and then kind of locks in the hurt lock. Obviously, but at this point Big E's passed out. So obviously the ref has to call it knockout. We have a new WWE champion with Bobby Lashley. I think it's, to be fair, he did it anyway at Royal Rumble, so why not do it here? Because we all heard rumours that there was going to be a new champion in this match anyway. But Bobby Lashley, I love Bobby Lashley as well. But yeah, we'll see what this happened. But obviously after the match we end with 58. Basically Big E absolutely distraught that he just got beat. And that picture we saw online with him sitting on the apron on the outside, absolutely distraught. We're gonna use that as like catalyst to a story. But obviously we end with kind of with a close up to him, but kind of angle it in a way that sees Bobby Lashley with the WWE champion walking off. So we have new champion, and you could sit there and say the defining thing about this pay-per-view, if you're gonna tame it as a story beat, is failure. And so interesting to see it next Raw and SmackDown, where this idea of failure, what are these guys going to do after they've failed so big and so hard in this pay-per-view. So yes, that's the end of the pay-per-view. Let's find out what we got. I've got a feeling it's going to be at least a 60 or 50. It's going to be a quite even show. It's not going to be amazing, but it'll be a good start. So let's find out. So we get a 56. I'm actually happy with that. It's not going to be anything, I think with this kind of thing, it's not going to be anything crazy. Obviously got that 39 by Happy Corbin and Matt Moss probably didn't help. But as you can see, a lot of similar scores here. 60, I think the best match of the whole thing was the main event with 63. But yeah, everyone's getting similar levels. 50s there, 54s, 60s. I think all good. I think it was, ironically, it was exactly like the Day One show was. It was, yeah, nothing crazy, nothing amazing happened, but yeah, good wrestling, but nothing really crazy in the department of angles or anything up. So, but yeah, we'll find out what's happening, obviously. So, yeah, 56, good start. So we'll find out on my first Raw, see if we can build on that good success. So yeah, it's not a bad start. Obviously we got a 56. That's not too bad. I mean, again, I was pretty happy with it as a whole. But the funny thing is, I think it lacked anything because there's no storylines I've set up yet. I've set up for the stuff that I want to do after this show, but this show there was no set storyline, so that might have hurt the show a little bit. But yeah, I mean, really happy with the start. 56 is pretty solid. Hopefully it's like that. It gets better week after week when we start doing more of this save. So yeah, good stuff. Yeah, obviously, I don't know what more to say really. Obviously, I say I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that you enjoyed watching me book this. The cool thing is I'll be back on, I think this is that Wednesday, the week after. This would be, my next video would be on my first Raw, or my first 3-hour Raw. That's going to be so hard to book, but I can't wait to give it a try. See if we can get a good score on our first Raw as well. You know, keep this going. Yeah, so if you like, and please like and subscribe, so you don't miss any of that cool content I'm planning to do. Yeah, also please comment. Love to hear what you thought about this show. Is it better than WWE Day One in the sense of where it's booked, where it's scheduled? Do you feel like you want to know more than WWE Day One they did? Let me know in the comments below. I'll be really interested to see what you think. So yeah, so until then, have an awesome day, and I'll be back next week for more TW 2020 fantasy booking. So it's good, exciting. It's going to be fun. So hope you guys enjoy, and see you next time. Bye everyone.